Hi, folks, this is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. Not the parts unknown, wherever that ass and took off to. My parts unknown. But anyway, folks, while people are getting in, I'll play a few videos for you. We'll see how this live stream's doing. A test run on how good the signal is. So I hope you all are doing well.
Hey guys, welcome to the Bulwarks 2024 Election Night live stream. I am Tim Miller. I'm here with Bill Crystal. I go back to everything I'm saying right now really is in line with what I expected from tonight. I was hopeful that we were going to see a big Ann Seltzer wave, a secret wave, a huge rush, and the polls were going to be outdone. And we're a polarized country. And what we're seeing right now is some changes on the margins for 2020 that we're trying to analyze. We don't have bad news yet, guys. For people getting nervous, it's right now. We're looking at a close race like we expected. We're going to bring in JBL and Sarah, but before that, do you have any words of wisdom for everybody? There's some nerves in the comments. Any deep thoughts before we give you a break?
Yeah, no, keep calm and carry on, and let's see what happens here. And I remain on the mildly bullish side.
I would say that the big takeaways right now are that the Harris blowout scenario is probably off the table.
I have never thought she was going to win North Carolina or Georgia or Arizona.
My final prediction on the podcast today was 276-262 in favor of the vice president. But Georgia looks close. North Carolina looks close to me. Neither of them were on the map that I had for Kamala Harris winning. So yeah. I wish we were already popping champagne and the country would have rejected this piece of shit who attempted a coup. It's not happening so far.
But if we are talking about coming down to a 5-digit margin in 3 states.
I know.
I mean, I'm sorry, but that is, I think.
Would you just stop?
This is what 2016 felt like.
The trends don't look too great. In fact, they look bad. But we still have 3 states that we just don't have great data on.
Because we always talk about how voters are too stupid to even exist in the world because they're just morons who can't understand anything.
I always thought this was going to be tight. I think we got to wait until these blue wall states are counted. That's where it's going to be decided.
That again is voters are too stupid to understand how anything works.
Pretty grim evening, all told. There's no way to sugarcoat it. It's a bad day for democracy. It's a bad day for the United States.
Gosh, do you really want to? Are we ready to start doing this?
No, I don't think. I don't want to throw in the towel.
Yeah, no, you don't want to throw in the towel.
I don't want people to mistake this for throwing in the towel. Okay.
So I'm glad. I mean, I think the election's over.
I'm still waiting to see how this is going, but I will say, I do think it is trending badly. It is not trending in a positive direction. I do think that it is possible that she could still eke this out.
We don't want to be too funereal. And by the way, I really feel a little sick at the idea of having to have Donald Trump in our faces for another 4 years. It's almost more than I can stand.
Sarah, come on, this is where you really rally us with something helpful.
I mean, look, I think we're a little bit ahead of ourselves. And I think we're gonna have to wait and see what happens here.
Just a horrific event in American history, and I'm prepared to put undocumented people in my attic.
The momentum Trump will have, one of the greatest comebacks in American political history.
There are going to be times potentially when one side tries to stack the deck and lock in a permanent grip on power, either by actively suppressing votes or politicizing the armed forces or using the judiciary, the criminal justice system to go after opponents. And in those circumstances, pluralism does not call for us to just stand back and say, well, I'm not sure. That's okay. In those circumstances, a line has been crossed, and we have to stand firm.
Ha ha ha. Oh no. Oh no. I guess I might have to take that out for a copyright strike you. I don't know. We'll see. How is everybody doing tonight? Ha ha. Who's that at the very top? Is that David? Yeah. How you doing, David? And we got Kathy and Sherry, Sissy, Angel, Gloria, Melinda. Nice to see you all. Miss Mindersue. Nice to see you. Awaken Trillium. I got Sherry. I got Wanda. Yeah. Yeah, Flannel Cheese. Nice to see you. Wayne said, give me the thumbs up. Ha ha. Way to go. Hi, Mark. How you doing? Nice to see you all. Todd's here. Angel's here. All right, folks. Justin Bean is here. Now, some of that stuff's missing. I might take the music out, but if I do have to take copyright music out, it's a chick singing, oh no, and off she goes the back of the boat. It's funny how they, how jealous they are of those little music clips. How you doing, Marie? Ronald, nice to see you. Well, I told you in my last broadcast, Obama was looking right rough. And there he is looking right rough. He's not happy. And no, he shouldn't be happy. I think he should be miserable. And I think he will be miserable. A lot of things we're going to cover tonight are the types of things that makes a person like Obama miserable. And he deserves it. Here we go. How about this? McDonald's is now offering unhappy meals to sad liberals. We know about the head shaving. We know about screaming at the ocean and screaming in the woods and all the kind of nonsense they're pulling off now. It's getting, they're getting even more degenerate. But hey, in a way, it's good because they are doing away with their reproductive abilities rather than doing it to kids. They're swearing off their own progeny or promise of a progeny by sterilizing themselves in protest. That's fine with me. That's great. That's real great. What do I got on the screen now? Oh, Bummer's still on the screen. Wait a minute. There he goes. Hey, how many of you all seen this meme from way back in the day of Obama peeping through the peephole? Some of you that go way back in the Truther files. When you look through the peephole, who do you usually see? Who do you usually see? Well, I'll tell you who he sees this time. Kash Patel. But he used to be John Durham. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember John Durham? Hi, Kathy. How you doing? Sherry's here. Let's see. Who did I miss? Well, people that came in that I didn't catch. I appreciate everybody that's come in. So, but anyway, let me shrink this down in case you haven't got that. You want to put this on Meta. Now that creepy Zuckerberg wants to get in with the in crowd. I'm in with the in crowd. I go where the in crowd goes. Ha ha. What's that? What do I got? Oh, there's that creepo. They're celebrating this guy. And we're going to have a discussion about that. Because, a lot of people upset over their how their parents have been treated on health care. And run the gamut about who could be very angry about a health care situation. Anyone from how mom and dad got treated, to how they themselves personally were treated. Then you have people on the wokey doke side. Oh, I didn't get my hormone treatment paid for, or my full transition paid for. I'm angry. We don't know if this guy that got the business is no longer with us. He was supposed to testify concerning Nancy Pelosi, right? Now, remember when I was talking about zips? And I'm sitting there thinking they're putting these new photos out. They got a couple more of mine. I'm not going to put them up, of him without his mask on. I'm thinking, geez, everybody going to run around pointing the finger at everybody that looks like Fabrizio from Godfather, the movie Godfather. But it's more and more looking like this may very well be an ideologue, somebody who's trying to make a name for himself, like Thomas Crooks, like this Ryan Ruth person, like this guy that shot up. Oh, gosh, I'm not supposed to say those words, but this guy here went to a school. And he unalived it. Well, he was released from jail 2 weeks prior. He was homeless. And he said the reason he did it was because he thought Christians were, where's that at? Right here. He's been identified as career criminal Glenn Litton, who allegedly wrote that he targeted the Christian children in response to America's involvement with genocide and oppression of Palestinians. So, we got to look at this, what this character here is doing. We can't make people like that a hero. We can't. No matter how mad at any insurance company or anything. I saw somebody wrote in Twitter, they said, when people have had enough with being oppressed, they're going to take matters in their own hands, talking about this guy. And then they said, yeah, just like we did with the election in 2024. And I'm saying, wait a minute, you're comparing what this guy did to the election in 2024? The people took over. This guy is acting or speaking for the people. What we did in 2024, and most of you all in the chats right now have been with me just about every step of the way. We put on the full armor of God, right? We analyze situations. We talk to our friends. We spent almost 5 years, not on this channel, but we went through the long slog, the long haul. We did it the legal way. We played the trump card, which is us. We didn't go creeping around with a mask on and put one in somebody's back. Just like I said, in the Wild West, they called you a yellow-bellied coward for doing that to somebody. All right? We did it. We put up with lies. We put up with slander. We put up with Rachel Madcow. We put up with Joy Reid. We put up with all the pukes on The View. We put up with all the insults. We watched Trump take all the slings and arrows, and we did not break the law. Okay? We're on top. And we're going to see a comeuppance. Okay? Is this going to be proven to be true right here? What somebody that been posting around the internet? I had about 20 people leave. Why? Because I'm calling out this sicko that snuck up on somebody like a yellow-bellied coward. Was he could have been perhaps working for the White Hats. He could have been getting ready to drop a dime on Nancy Pelosi? We'll never know. And people go, oh, well, you said it was a zip like the mafia did in the old days, even back in the 90s and 2000s, calling a zip from the old country. Hey, what do you think the California crime family was made up of? The California crime family from the 50s and 60s was run by Nancy Pelosi's old man, okay? Her father. And they were Italian to the bone. And you can believe they knew how to call in somebody from the old country. Okay, so I'm not erasing that off the books. I'm not erasing the fact that it could have been a spouse or a person that could benefit from a life insurance policy. I'm not erasing that either. But I'm saying it's starting to look more and more like the person who went into the Christian school with the manifesto. They thought they were right. They thought they were doing the right thing. They thought they were above going through the proper process to have their voices heard, like we did. Just like this creep right here. Two kids. I mean, we're talking, look at them. 7 and 8 years old. This monster. And he's gone, but he was here too long, as far as I'm concerned. Here too long. So no, this guy's no hero. This guy's no hero. It's something we got to stand up against. We got to get to the bottom of. And look how hard not just we have worked, but the whole country has worked to get to this point. And we're so close. We're getting RFK in there. We're getting doctors that have been excoriated and ostracized, being put in positions of power, to overturn this system that this person is allegedly angry at. It could have been the things he did was to make it look that way, and he had a different agenda. Let me tell you something. They're not dumb. They're not dumb. And they put down layers of insulation from themselves. Hi, Pappy Two Bears. Hi, Lone Wolf. How you doing? Debbie. Yeah, hopefully the Brunson case is in play. We've got a lot of cards on the table. Okay? A lot of cards in the deck, too. Hi, Island Girl. Hebrew Hammer. How you doing? Yeah, Romania elections is not turning out the way the deep and then state wants them to, and Syria has crumbled and fallen. We'll get into that too. But I was just blowing off a little bit about this rash of people who are celebrating this person here as some kind of a hero. Wait a minute, before I put him up, what are they doing? I got a where is it? They're putting out memes about him like he's a hero. Listen, I don't like the healthcare system at all. I could tell you stories, where it does take a patient populace, a populace with values and convictions to go through what we've gone through, that we know about, and that we don't lash out. Here it is, right here. Got it on X. Shirts now celebrating this ASN sin, okay? Deny, defend, depose, and there he is. There he is, like he's some kind of hero. That's not the way we operate, folks. Because when can somebody person is keeping me from my dreams? What dreams are people keeping you from? Like this right here, happy pansexual and paranormal panaromantic pride day. You're against that? I can sneak up behind you, pew pew, and then I have justice, right? That's why we don't operate that way. But look, can someone please explain to me what pansexual and panromantic is? HHS, Health and Human Services.gov. Don't forget now, the insurance industry has been nationalized. The government runs it. What is fascism called? Private businesses and government teaming up and milking the people. Okay? That's what's going on. So here's our health and human services using our damn money today on pansexual and panromantic Pride Day. Everyone deserves to feel seen, respected. You will respect us, and you will support us, no matter who they love. Hedonism. Create a world where everyone feels proud, blah, blah, blah. What about when these people feel like they've been wronged? Yeah. What do you do then? Then they'll put out T-shirts of their heroes taking people out. Here's another one right here. Look at her. She's putting her mask on and she's putting a hoodie on. Liberal TikTokers are now openly threatening CEOs and billionaires, telling them they should be scared, like they're going to be next. Who calls a Look here. Turned the military upside down. A thing like this on our dime. 43 days until this dude is fired. In charge in Pennsylvania, don't forget, of Health and Human Services or whatever in Pennsylvania. This thing you're looking at the screen right now made sure he got his mother out of a nursing home. But other people didn't know it was coming. Other people didn't know it was coming. But he knew and got his mother out. But when you're going to have people like this deciding to put masks on, hey, what is coming, what's going to happen is going to be cleaning these people out, taking their influence away. We cannot condone and saying that they're heroes, like this thing right here. And like I said, you don't know what his real motive was. You don't know. That's the thing you got to worry about on the screen right there. Talk about milking people for government money. Let's see what your wife's investments were with Big Pharma, okay? Okay, you creep. Did you see this post by Mr. T? He's showing his watch collection that people can buy. Do you all remember when we saw watches on the 17th letter? Watches were posted on the 17th letter. Do you remember when Kayleigh McEnany and other people were being interviewed and they had a Mickey Mouse clock in the background? Put a 1 in the chats if you know what in the heck I'm referring to. Remember, she had it on the back shelf on a bookcase while she was giving an interview. She had it at what time did she have her clock on? Let me see if the chats remember better than me. Let's see if anybody remembers the time. The time the Mickey Mouse clock was set at. And we all were going, whoa, because it was at that time through the whole interview. I think it was Colette says 010. No, 1010, right? Colette? Just like this watches, the bottom right-hand corner, especially 1010. Yeah, Colette, yeah. Well, what do you see on the screen? And the fourth picture's interesting. It's just showing him sitting in a chair, looking. Now, I'm not going to give myself a headache over the second hands, the little miniature dials, the date wheels. I'm not going to give myself a headache over it. I'm just saying that this rang a bell. Rang a bell. I had a video in here, and I don't know I forgot what the heck it was. I might pull it up. I don't know. But anyway, here we go. My FBI agent watching me make memes about Kash Patel firing him. Let me see. Before my stream gets old, I got some videos. Let's see. They tried to put Trump in a trick box, and he was so cool he had change for an ice cube when he was dealing with this goofball interviewer. Let me see. What's the one? I think it's a short clip. When she's talking about the J and then 6 people. I think it's this one. Right here. Box. She says, like when she's talking to him, it's only a 26-minute clip. Watch how you see her interrupt him, and she's putting her words in. He's saying he's going to review all of them. She tries to say pardon all of them. She asked him when he's going to take a look at it. He said, right, he's going to look at it right away. She acts like he's going to pardon them all right away. She's trying to make a sound clip, but she can't get it. It's very subtle. Listen to her.
I'm going to look at everything. We're going to look at individual cases, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm going to be acting very quickly.
Within your first 100 days, first day?
First day.
First day.
Yeah, I'm looking first day.
Issue these pardons.
These people have been there, how long is it? 3 or 4 years?
Okay.
You know, by the way, they've been in there for years. And they're in a filthy, disgusting place that shouldn't even be allowed to be open.
Well, I didn't get the whole clip. It's where he said the place was filthy, but she was nodding her head and say, first day, pardons, first day. Wait a minute. This clip, let me see. I got another clip of her. What's she babbling about here? Oh, here's where she says, look, country's divided. The country's divided. Inferring it's his fault because he won't concede. Won't you concede? You know, here she tried to rope him in on the J6 thing. Now let's see how he handles her dopey suggestion that he concede.
Sir, I don't have to tell you this because you've talked about it. It comes at a time when the country is deeply divided. And now you're going to be leading this country, unifying this country. Will you concede the 2020 election and turn the page on that chapter?
No. No, why would I do that? But let me just tell you, when you say the country is deeply divided, I'm not the president. Joe Biden's the president.
But you're going to be the president.
No. I'm not the president. So when you say it's deeply divided, I agree. But Biden's the president, I'm not. And he has been a divider. And you know where he divided it more than anything else, and it probably backfired on him, I think definitely, is weaponization. When he weaponized the Justice Department and he went after his political opponent, me, he went after his political opponent violently because he knew he couldn't beat him. And I think it really was a bad thing, and it really divided our country.
Sir, Democrats have control of the White House now. They didn't in 2020. If they are going around stealing elections, why did they
Democrats have control
of the White House?
Yeah.
So why didn't they steal? Since they have. So you won't.
Too big to rig.
To the people who say that you're now directing your Justice Department to investigate 2020, and they want to move on.
Very capable. I think Pam is going to be great.
Precious resources.
By the way,
is that what you want them to do?
Just so you know, I have the right to do that, but I'm not interested in that.
Oh, you're not. You're not going to do that.
I'm not interested.
Okay.
I have the absolute right. I'm the chief.
He's not interested because he's got other people to do that for him. He's got to worry about international affairs. I see what you all saying in the chat. I was referring to posts in the 17th letter and also an interview Kayleigh McEnany did where she had a Mickey Mouse clock behind her at 10:10. That's right, Colette. Remember the pen. So, yeah. Yeah, well, there's some there. Hi, Theodosis. We'll see if Dan Squito puts any clocks up there, but there's so much that's coming together that we have been watching for years. But I saw Ms. Vindersu was saying it was buffering. Another clip. Oh, my. Let's see. How about this one? Do you think this has got anything to do with anything? We've been talking. Uh-oh. Something might have hung up. There we go. Let me see if we can get this to play right. We've heard names. We've seen watches. We follow the pen. Things are coming together. But anyway, you guys hear this report right here?
Deadly house fire in the Hollywood Hills, and tonight we're learning about the man with a very famous last name who lived and died there.
Firefighters had a difficult time accessing this home because it's set so far back off the road, and it's at the top of a very steep hill with a very thin stairwell leading up there. Once they did access the home, they made the tragic discovery inside. Hollywood Hills neighbors did everything they could to put out this raging fire that broke out in a home on Lookout Mountain Avenue.
I was going up the stairs, and right as I approached the top of the stairs, the flames burst out of the house.
Firefighters knocked down the flames in about 20 minutes, but found the home's elderly occupant dead inside. Neighbors identifying him as Will Rothschild of the Rothschild family.
Yeah. I didn't know if y'all heard about that, just out of the blue. Anyway, here's another. Did that play good enough for y'all? Yeah, I bet he did. They have no idea how it started. Theodosis says he's not dead. Oh, I don't know. Did that play good enough? Miss Mindersu, did that play good enough? I hope. Let's see. Yeah, I was saying, what's the difference between Rothschild and D. Rothschild? De Rothschild? I don't know. I do not know. Let's see. Whoa, I got to get that off screen. Get out of here. I played the 20. Let's see what this one is. This one might be the NATO clip. She's trying. No, tariffs. They're trying to get him on different things. To make him look bad. And he was ready for every one of them. Could you imagine Joe Biden trying to have a interview like this, especially with a hostile person who's trying to twist your words?
Having to do with other things, tariffs. I have stopped wars with tariffs by saying, you guys want to fight, it's great, but both of you are going to pay tariffs to the United States at 100%. And they have many purposes, tariffs, if properly used. I don't say you use them like a madman. I say properly used. But it didn't cost this country anything. It made this country money, and we never really got the chance to go all out because we had to fight COVID in the last part, and we did it very successfully. And when I handed it over to Biden, the stock market was higher than what it was just previous to COVID coming in. It was actually higher. Tariffs are properly used, are a very powerful tool, not only economically, but also for getting other things.
Look, I don't even know what she was trying to jump on him about, but she's got her mouth open. She looks like a grouper. She's getting ready to pounce on him with something, but we don't care. Who cares? Let me see. Did that play good, folks? I hope it did. Yeah, Diane, the CEO of Tyler Perry Studios. We know Tyler Perry Studios. Well, how do we know them from? We know them from setting up a phony White House and a phony Oval Office, don't we? Don't we? Wasn't that in Georgia? Tyler Perry Studios? Yeah, Jay-Z is getting all nervous. They're all getting nervous. And Trump is saying, look, I got work to do. Get out my way. And that's exactly what he's doing. Here's his take on Christopher Wray. And let me tell you something. I said that there were patriots in trusted positions. Think about that. Listen to everything Trump says.
Are you going to fire the current FBI director, Christopher Wray, who you appointed?
Well, I can't say I'm thrilled with him. He invaded my home. I'm suing the country over it. He invaded Mar-a-Lago. I'm very unhappy with the things he's done. And crime is at an all-time high. Migrants are pouring into the country that are from prisons and from mental institutions, as we've discussed. I can't say I'm thrilled. I don't want to be Joe Biden and give you an answer and then do the exact opposite.
We're going to talk about
so
that,
I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to say is I certainly cannot be happy with him. You take a look at what's happened. And then when I was shot in the ear, he said, oh, maybe it was shrapnel. Where's the shrapnel coming from? Is it coming from heaven? I don't think so. So we need somebody to straighten. You know, I have a lot of respect for the FBI, but the FBI's respect has gone way down over the last number of years.
Don't you have to fire him in order to make room for Kash Patel if he is, in fact, confirmed?
Well, I mean, it would sort of seem pretty obvious that if Kash gets in, he's going to be taking somebody's place, right? And somebody is the man that you're talking about.
Okay, he said he wasn't going to say something for sure because he didn't want to be like Joe Biden, you know, and say one thing and then something else happens. He brought up the shrapnel. And remember, I went over that in one of my live streams. I read the transcript, exactly what Chris Wray said. Chris Wray said, people are saying it was shrapnel, and then he referred to it as a bullet. The news media was painting Chris Wray in a certain way. I'm not saying that's the way it's going to go down, but things are not written in stone. Okay? So, what else we got with a clip for him that I haven't played yet? Let's see. NATO. They will all act like he's going to back out of NATO. Okay? Bills and are good to us. we'll be there. If they're not good to us and don't pay their bills, we're out of here.
NATO's taken advantage of us because we were look, two things. Number one, they take advantage of us. Our cars, they don't take our food product, they don't take anything. It's a disgrace. And on top of that, we defend them. So it's a double whammy. So let me just tell you, I was able to get hundreds of billions of dollars put into NATO just by a tough attitude. I said to the countries, I'm not going to protect you unless you pay. And they started paying. And that amounted to more than $600 billion. That's a big thing. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be fighting. They wouldn't have any money to fight. If they're paying their bills, and if I think they're treating us fairly, the answer is absolutely, I'd stay with NATO.
This interview, you can see they're on a completely different footing. In past interviews with Trump, he was constantly interrupted. They constantly put words in his mouth, but they're not doing it now. Okay? I think we're gonna see much more fair coverage. Did you all see anything in the regular news about the trip to Notre Dame? That is a hugely symbolic situation. Him going to Notre Dame. I don't know about what happened with Notre Dame. But anyway, here it is being lit up. I wonder if the mainstream is showing the royal treatment Trump is getting to the symbolism of this church being rebuilt at all. If they're doing that at all. Nasty people there. There's a nasty person on the screen right now that symbolizes that satanic bunch. Whoa. There you go. I'm just looking through the chats. Yeah, Bummer and Care. Oh, a lot of them violated the Hatch Act. A lot of them, and more than the Hatch Act. Now, this is a good little clip. I'm getting these clips. I might save that for later on. Let's see. You all know that Trump, when he was over there, met with Zelensky, right? The Telegraph said Vladimir Zelensky endorsed Trump's drive to end the war in Ukraine. And there it is. Zelensky endorses Trump's call to end the war in Ukraine. And the story is that Trump wasn't even planning on meeting with Zelensky, but Macron kind of kept on pestering. And it was a last-minute situation where Trump said, okay, I'll meet with him. So I don't know if that's a setup or what that is, but I'm sure Trump handled it with aplomb. But here's some memes about that from Ildonado Trumpo. Stop it. You got a picture of Macron meeting with Trump and then down there at the bottom, Zelensky. So anyway, we know Trump's got his head on right, and he's going to not get trapped, okay? He gave just the right amount of pushback, but then agreed to meet. He made it clear that it was not his idea. And whatever comes to that meeting, it's going to be more Macron's problem than anybody else. Look at this creep. Here's a creep for you. You're seeing stuff like this more and more and more. I know a lot of you all watch Law and Crime Network. I talked about this guy the other day, necky teacher caught in classroom. They're not taking the video down. They're spelling S3X out right in the title. Drugs too, toys. The police caught him in there. You wouldn't have been able to put this video up on YouTube a while back, even if it's true. And all the other trash they put up. Look at this. A Philly man awarded $4.1 million by the city for an overturned red rum conviction, pleads guilty to taking a man's life for $1,200. They let him out. He got $4.1 million and still took somebody's life. Was he really unlawfully convicted, or they get him out on technicality? Okay. Here's Trump meeting Macron. Look at this. All the soldiers. This is what you call a royal welcome. A royal welcome. Is the news covering this? They didn't cover when he was welcomed royally in Saudi Arabia, when he was welcomed royally in China, India. You've seen the videos that we played. Who submitted, okay? Well, I'll go ahead and play this for you. And there were a lot more videos of them shaking hands. And Trump, I hope Trump made it feel like his fingers were going to pop. Here's a funny little meme I got. Ha ha! I just want to put this meme up. All the stuff that's going on, I just want to show you all that some things never change, okay? Thousands of years. Excavations of mummy. What will we find out? Transgender women are really men. All right. There's a discovery they made over there and off the Euphrates River or somewhere. Well, they were obviously married. I guess a lot of you can associate with this. I just thought it was funny. I thought I'd put it up. Yeah, Macron's a lame duck. And Trudeau's a lame duck. They're trying to hang on to their office or at least a legacy once they get thrown out. So, what do we got going on? Here we go. Let's clean this up with James Clyburn. He's talking about Trump being pardoned by Biden. Trump said, I've done nothing wrong. He'll tell Biden to take that pardon and stick it. But This is what the main MSNBC news is trying to put out, trying to act like Trump needs a pardon. I put on X, I said, you got any stock tips, James Clyburn? You might be the one needing a pardon, buddy.
Do you think that President Biden should pardon Donald Trump? And if so, why?
Yes, I do think so. And I think he should pardon all of those people that have been accused and have been targeted so that we can clean the slate. We can have an air of possibilities for the future. If we keep digging at things of the past, I'm not too sure the country will not lose its way. Now, remember, President Trump has been indicted, has been convicted on state crime. Also, please remember that the United States Supreme Court has given him immunity. And so I'm asking people who question my thought on this to explain to me how he would be any more insulated by this pardon than he seems to already be by the United States Supreme Court with its immunity.
Well, Congressman, then that would beg the question, why even bother to give him a pardon if he already has immunity from the Supreme Court?
Because I think Joe Biden will be demonstrating what he's always demonstrated to me, that he loves this country more than anything else other than maybe his family. He wants to see this country going forward. He doesn't want to see us keep digging into the past, but moving forward. So I think it would give a tremendous opportunity for him to demonstrate that kind of concern for the future of the country.
Oh, yes, it's for the future of the country and for unity. Oh, and the only reason Trump is not going to have to suffer any consequences is because the Supreme Court gave him immunity. Well, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it. I wonder if I got that. That the bottom line is their cases are garbage and they're getting in trouble for them. But he's trying to throw a smoke screen up that, it's because he won the election. That's the only reason he is not. They can't go through with the charges. Well, we're going to get the truth through, and that's why we need somebody like Kash Patel to get the truth in there about what they did. Here's a young lady that brings up some points that every American, we know it, but not every American knows these little truths.
Do you know what is actually political injustice and literally insanity? The fact that Trump got impeached for just asking about the things that Hunter actually did, but then Hunter gets an 11-year pardon, which coincidentally is around the time that he started working for that Ukrainian company, which is interesting. And don't give me that bullshit of, well, Trump did pro quid pro quo and, you know what, he promised Zelensky things. No, he actually didn't. All he did was ask Zelensky if Hunter Biden was possibly committing criminal acts in Zelensky's country of Ukraine, and that was actually doing those things, gets a full blanket pardon. Yeah, this is absolute insanity.
Yep, she put it out there pretty much the way it is. Brought up Ukraine and Hunter. And what's something else that they're not bringing up? Here's a clip I got. Let me see. Let's see if you can hear this one. Okay? I hope this clip doesn't get me in trouble. But hopefully there'll be better copies of it going out, a lot more people talking about it, especially since the Russians are continuing discussing this at NATO.
So in mid-February, this random post appears on Gab, which is like a far-right
sort of website, right? And this post comes up 10 days before the invasion, and it says, exclusive U.S. biolabs in Ukraine, and they are financed at the expense of the U.S. Department of Defense, right? Like, kind of weirdly worded, maybe not from a native English speaker. Right. Then on the day of the invasion, suddenly it gets pickup. It's skyrocketing around far-right websites, social networks. Russia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs tweets that Russia has found evidence that Ukraine is covering up a military biological program financed by the U.S. Defense Department. And eventually, Tucker Carlson, the most watched cable news host in America, is talking about a conspiracy theory that, by all accounts, seems to have originated as a piece of Russian disinformation.
What exactly are they doing in these secret Ukrainian biolabs?
The pathology of it, yes, is consistent with prior disinformation campaigns that we've seen from Russia. So you have your social media accounts, you identify the issue that you want, then you start amplifying. And then it jumps over into the mainstream. It jumps over from Facebook into the media space. And from there, it gets to that final step of hitting the real world. And by the way, that's the exact same playbook that resulted in January.
Oh, what were they talking about, folks? Yeah, it's slow, but it's kind of things if I say out loud would get me in trouble. And did you see the articles that were being put up while he was speaking? It all ties back to you, Crystal. It all ties back to BIOLABSs. It all ties back to the creep you see in the middle of the screen holding up, let's see, inmate number 0112358 dash. Let's see if that comes through. Camp Delta. Oh, my. But anyway, that's what they were discussing, and you still don't see too many of those discussions. All right? Who do we know is involved in stuff like that? Who said that the Jabberdoo would help reduce the population? I know if we do a good job with these Jabberdoos that we can reduce the population. Of our friend who invented Microsoft, you know his name.
And tonight he's charged with having and trading a massive amount of child pornography. Cairo 7's Gary Horker is live near the Gates compound in Medina. And Gary, this man worked as an engineer for the family.
That's what SPD intelligence found out, Steve. They found out that the man actually worked for the Bill and Melinda Gates mansion on the grounds of their sprawling 66,000 square foot estate, and that's where they found him and questioned him last March. The estate is behind us right on the lakefront here, but this is a few blocks away, and it's as close as their security will allow us to get. But according to King County prosecutors, 51-year-old Rick Allen Jones was questioned by detectives about images of child porn and even child rape that were sent from Jones's home computer. Now, none of this alleged crime actually happened at the Gates mansion, but it was here that Rick Allen Jones admitted to detectives he collected child porn for about 10 years, sending images through his Gmail account. Now, while Jones was talking to detectives at the Gates estate, 3 more SPD detectives had a search warrant to search Jones's Ballard apartment. There, they say they found more than 6,000 images of graphic child porn and rape, 133 of which were children identified by police. We tried Jones's apartment for comment. We got no response. We also reached out to Bill and Melinda Gates' foundation, and we did not hear back. So, in fact, we do not know if he's been fired by the Gates' family. Another mystery into this is why Jones was never jailed or charged by this. The investigation started here at the Gates Foundation, the Gates Mansion, in March, and the criminal complaint, which I have right here, says he has to show up in court and face a judge in the coming days. So we're going to keep track of this. We're digging into the charges. We'll keep you posted on the latest. Live from the lakefront in Medina tonight, I'm Gary Horker, Cairo 7.
Oh, do you think they're going to keep track of it? I didn't hear any more about it. But they sure did put his picture up quite a bit. Oh, no problem. Wanda. We just be careful with it. And anyway, so but people are getting wise. Okay, these people standing up at these council meetings. I had to get a copy of this video where the average person, and the key to this is the local news stations cover this. They put it out there, and when they see regular people coming to their town council meetings or county board meetings or whatever speaking up, they're going to listen. They're going to get bolder. Some guy like me on the internet or whatever. So let me play this for you.
Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want a forensic
Ma'am, I would ask that you
keep your...
Hold on a second. Stop her time. Stop her time.
You told Trump you ain't going to blink? Well, we ain't either. You ain't above the law. And where you going to run to when Trump pulls that Trump card out on you?
There's a 10-year prison sentence when you want to stand up here for those illegals. You all sit up there and said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. You campaign and double down that you would not raise property taxes. I ain't gonna do that. You campaign went around doing that. And here we are right now. You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want a forensic
Ma'am, I would ask that you keep your... Hold on a second. Stop her time. Stop her time. Just a second. Just a second. Stop her time. Continue speaking. If you want to continue speaking, you have to make sure that your language is appropriate, okay? All right.
Alex.
Okay, you can begin her time again.
You're going to spend our tax dollars to go, Michael Rodriguez, you said to take Trump to court to protect these illegals. You said you're going to spend our tax dollars to take Trump to court to protect these illegals if they try to come in here in your district. And then you said all of y'all in cahoots with each other to do it. Okay, so now we about to make y'all famous. We're going to let all y'all constituents know who y'all ratting for, that y'all wouldn't spend our tax dollars to protect illegals and to get them legal services. So that's what we're doing. That's cool, because we about to make all of y'all aldermen famous. Flip Chicago red. We not playing.
Yep, from Chicago to Colorado, people are getting up and speaking their minds. Yeah, she got a little rough with her choice of words and stuff. But hey, she didn't do anything like this freak. Okay, it's not like she did anything outside the law. She just got passionate. She got passionate, and she's activated, and she's getting her fellow citizens to get involved too. That's what it's all about. That's what democracy is all about. Here was a meme going around. How Americans dress for a $75,000 a year job interview. How Zelensky dresses for a meeting with Trump to ask for another $8 billion. Dressed like a bum. Somebody said, Roger Stone, I think it was. Yeah, here. There's Zelensky in his track outfit or whatever he's wearing. Zelensky's appearance at a meeting with Trump in a sweatshirt and combat boots is disrespectful. This is over in European news. This is the opinion expressed by the advisor to elected U.S. President Roger Stone. quoted by the New York Post. Stone said the Ukrainian president's closing was disrespectful to the American people. Yes, it was. He can't afford a suit. He wore a suit and tie to the World Economic Forum, but he can't wear one to address a session of Congress or meet the president-elect of the United States, Stone asked. Yeah, he's disrespectful. Here we go. What's this one? The Pentagon stated that the U.S. will maintain its, we're going to go to Syria. What's going on in Syria right now? Because guess what? I'll show you a report in a second. The Pentagon spokesman, presence in eastern Syria, and called on all parties in the conflict in Syria to protect civilians and abide by international norms. And it says, this is not surprising. The resources will not take care of themselves. What they're trying to say, the translation there, they're referring to the Afghanistan debacle, where we couldn't take care of ourselves in the Afghanistan debacle, making fun of the situation. But Israel has taken over strategic points that used to be under the control of Syria, in the Golan Heights on the border of Lebanon, all right? Here, let me get to this one right here. And it's a big deal, okay? It's a big deal. They're clearing out that whole area. Change of power in Damascus opens up new opportunities for Israel, Netanyahu said. Netanyahu arrived at the border with Syria and stated a change of power in Damascus was a result of Israeli strikes on Iran and Hezbollah. But they also mentioned that they're cleaning out, let me see if this is it. Here we go. The United States carried out several dozen strikes on more than 75 targets in Syria, so we're interact with the Syrian opposition during the process of transferring power, Biden said. Erdogan said there are only two leaders left in the world, he and Putin. Him and Putin. Well, he's got that wrong. He forgot about the leader. They're all going to follow the leader, and that's Donald J. Trump. The next 2 to 3 months will be very important for the world and Turkey, Erdogan also noted. Well, I'm trying to find here's Assad. Bashar al-Assad is reportedly in Moscow with his wife. A lot of people were saying that he died. Several media outlets reported his arrival in Russia. He sanctioned the transfer of power and stepped down. The cheap rumors circulating in American media all day about Assad's death were obviously not confirmed. But I want to find the one. I'll just have to tell you if I can't pull it up right away. Let's see if this is it. The building of Ministry of Internal Affairs and Mass came under the control of the militants. They've established control over the state broadcasting. They took over. This is interesting. Meanwhile, the militants, having established control over state television, launched I didn't even know this, launched a broadcast of Swan Lake. Everybody knows Swan Lake, right? A documentary of how Damascus fell without resistance to the Abbasids in 750 AD. Wow, that was a long time ago. I didn't even know that little bit of history. This might be it right here. Whoa. No, let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Israel Channel 12. See what's going on here, folks? Israel targeted another chemicals manufacturing laboratories in the Damascus area. Can you say BIO labs? Have entered and captured the Syrian town of I can't pronounce it, in the Golan Heights demilitarized zone. They're taking over that whole demilitarized zone. Call it a buffer zone. But this report here about another chemical weapons manufacturing laboratory. And look what they put up here. That's very interesting. To all my Canadian viewers. See that picture? The leader of Syrian Islamic terrorists in the eyes of the democratic West has transformed from a radical jihadist into a, quote, revolutionary in a jacket. Who does he look like? The face reminds me of someone. Who does he look like in his new revolutionary jacket? If you give him a flat-topped cap with a brim and a cigar, you'll know who they're referring to. But this little clip here, I'm going to preface by showing this. It's hard to see, but you see there's two posters up there. I'll play the clip in a second. It was unverified footage, but it's verified now. Shows protesters tearing down posters of who? Soleimani. Soleimani, remember him? The one Trump took out at the airport in Iraq when he was trying to pull a embassy takeover, the U.S. embassy, and they had identified him by the finger they found with a ring still on it. And who else? Hassan Nasrallah at Iran's embassy in Damascus. Who's Nasrallah? Nasrallah's the first one they got when they started their offensive, the Israelis. They got him just before they did the pager operation. They got him in Iran. Okay? At a Republican Guard headquarters. This is the guy that I just showed you who looked like Fidel. Fidel, okay? Muhammad al-Jawani, up to a $10 million reward. Now he looks like Fidel Castro. Andy No put this up. This man is now the de facto leader of Syria after his jihadist group led the toppling of the Assad dictatorship. He's committed mass human atrocities and was co-founded by the former leader of ISIS, okay? ISIS, and then IS, as the Syrian branch of Al-Qaeda. So we're going to see how that plays out, but you see how pieces are falling in line, okay? The Soleimani and Nasrallah have been taken out. Assad has crumbled. He's fallen. Oh, meanwhile, Mr. T, Dan Scavino put this up. President Donald J. Trump with Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. So we're meeting with the Italians. We're meeting with the French. Let's see what this is Devin Nunes put this up. Deep fakes. Devin Nunes put this up. I didn't put it up. It's a joke, folks. It's a joke. Representative Adam Shifty Schiff has passed away at the age of 64 after a long battle with TDS. Representative Adam Schiff has died at the age of 64. Well, that was going around because stuff like this here. Rosie O'Donnell, she's back. She's back looking beautiful as ever. She came up with something else. Lives a TikTok. Rosie O'Donnell says she might have herpes and blasts MAGA for her herpes. Did she really just blame MAGA for her getting herpes? This is next level Trump derangement syndrome. And it says below that, I cut it off, but he said, and just like herpes, there's no cure for Trump derangement syndrome. Oh, well. Here, there's some important stuff that Mr. T put out. Let me see. Right here. What's this one? Exclusive 2-story Trump statue inspired by his courage in Butler is under construction. Ha ha ha. President-elect Donald Trump is being honored with a larger-than-life 2-story tall bronze statue capturing his iconic defiance in the wake of his near assassination in Butler, Pennsylvania. What do you think that's going to do for all these herpes victims and people shaving their heads and screaming at the oceans and having themselves sterilized? Oh, it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. What's this one here? Our truth. Pennsylvania Democrats. Why would Mr. T put this up? Well, I know why. You know why. Pennsylvania Democrats openly admit to counting illegal ballots in McCormick-Casey race. Whoa. Republicans accused Pennsylvania Democrats of attempting to, quote, steal the Senate election after officials in blue counties admitted to defying court precedent and election law. What else do we have here from Mr. T? Oh. Whatley. Pennsylvania officials may face prosecution. Republican National Committee Chairman Michael Whatley said on Monday that the Bucks County, Pennsylvania commissioners who allowed undated mail-in ballots to be counted in the recent general election, they may face prosecution. Oh, well, boy, that's great. Have a good night's sleep, folks. Fullest extent of the law. RNC. Not Trump. The RNC. Seeking criminal prosecutions against election officials openly violating state law. And it isn't going to be limited to Pennsylvania. RNC chairman said the party is exploring whether Bucks County commissioners can be criminally prosecuted. Yeah, let's get down to it. Let's get her done. And another thing Mr. T put up. New York Times. Venezuelan migrant charged with assaulting his boss's 14-year-old daughter while living in their Colorado home. Yeah, you big-hearted people, you. Now, this is the where Trump put up about, this isn't about the fall of Damascus. This is about the fall of the deep state in America. I am pleased to announce that Alina Habba will join my White House team as counselor to the president. She's been a tireless advocate for justice, a fierce defender of the rule of law, and an invaluable advisor to my campaign and transition team. Unwavering in her loyalty, unmatched in her resolve, standing with me through numerous trials, battles in court. If you understand the weaponization of the injustice system better than Alina, who has fought relentlessly against the full force of lawfare, with courage and an unshakable commitment to justice. As a first-generation American of Middle Eastern heritage, she has become a role model for women in law and politics, most recently being named Chaldean Woman of the Year. I didn't know that. Congratulations, Alina, to her hubby, Greg, and her 3 beautiful children, Chloe, Luke, and Parker. Yeah. Here's something else. Right here. Getting out in the news. All these weirdos. Chicago veterinarian and dog show judge charged with distributing nasty pictures of little ones as a depraved dating app messages detailed his plans to abuse the infant. He and his husband were expecting via surrogate. What did I say about that stuff? Needs to be outlawed. We don't need it. Oh, I'm sure there's nice people that are, but there's way more propensity for people that are not nice. Rudy put this up. I hope Trump will go after those who are trying to destroy the best mayor who ever served in New York City, Rudy Giuliani. And Rudy said, #MeToo, the Me Too movement. And he put this one up I wanted you all to see. Mystic chords of memory about who Rudy Giuliani is. Throwback Thursday, Mayor Giuliani with John and Carolyn Kennedy. The mayor and John had friendly relationships and would often dine out together. There they are. These are the iconic people that the deep state is trying to vilify, libel, slander, and tear down. Who's that lady in the very background there, the blonde-headed lady? I don't know who that is. Justice Sotomayor, did you know that when you're less than 1% of the population, it's very hard to see how the democratic process is going to protect you? Sotomayor slammed transgender surgeries for minors. Well, let me tell you something, Sonia Sotomayor. In the population, like this character right here. What, the democratic process is supposed to be working for this guy that's 1% of the population? Democratic process going to work for, let's see, this guy, 18-year-old, charged with taking a man's life and robbing him during a meeting to buy a PlayStation 5. He's a minority. Or this guy right here. He's less than 1% of the population. Wait a second. This guy, we've been watching him. Images of the slaying suspect. But he's got a gripe. He's justified because he's mad. I showed you this guy right here, right? Well, look here. Here's a picture of him. Here's a picture of him. There he is. You see the top of his bald head? That's him lying in wait, standing there waiting for children to come out. He's less than 1% of the population too. Who's going to defend him? Here, how about this guy? Woman lost in Birmingham, abducted and assaulted by church helper and a friend. Who would do such a horrible thing? I'll tell you who. Fabrice Mapata, age 39, from Saltley. I don't think he's from Saltley. Rigobert Nagambi, age 45, from Hockley. Again, I don't think he's from Hockley. Were both found guilty of RAPE and declared dangerous. You think? You think they're dangerous? They're only 1% of the population. Well, Sonia Sotomayor needs to be removed. along with Ketanji Brown. But people at least have a little bit of a sense of humor. Supreme Court rules 8-1 in favor of taking turns bonking Justice Sotomayor on the head with their gavels. There you go. Aha, there's Clarence in the background going to crack her in the head. Maybe knock some sense into her. Ha. I'm just looking through the chats real quick. So let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, how about this? Did y'all hear the updates on this story? Where the sheriff took out the judge? Witnesses, Kentucky judge traded favors for S3X. Boy, that's going to be interesting to hear what goes on there. And that was a chilling video. If you all saw it, I don't know if you all saw it or not. But since I got that little creep Fauci on the screen here, let's take a look at this. Pentagon secretly awarded COVID-19 research contract to UCRISL 3 months before the pandemic existed. Did you all hear about that? Pentagon secretly awarded CV-19. Is that another reason they don't want Hegseth in there in the Pentagon? We've known that since 22. Where's the regular media? Just a reminder of the things they've got facing them. We want answers. What's this one? Let me see. Oh, Bernie Sanders, you can. Everybody's saying, "Oh, great for Bernie. He's going to help Elon." The Pentagon, with a budget of $886 billion, just failed its 7th audit in a row. Well, where were you for the past 7 years, Bernie? He's acting like he's some kind of big helper or whatever. Last year, only 13 senators voted against the military-industrial complex and a defense budget full of waste and fraud. That must change. Were you one of the 13? How about the other 6 years, Bernie? You double-talking commie. I don't care if people like him or not. I don't like him. Elon Musk said, true. The only time anyone should watch the news is to study how psychological manipulation works on the general public. Exactly right. Let's see. I've got some pictures here. Trump has come out with a cologne on top of his watches. Okay? Have you all heard about the cologne? A fragrance your enemies can't resist. See how people were putting memes out about Jill looking at him? There she is, but look at her claw coming out. She can't hide her claw. Look, there it is. Oh my gosh, see it? See her claw sticking out? But anyway, gosh, Trump's got to sit next to that thing. Boy, it would give me chills sitting next to these people. Ugh. But, you know, he's got to do what he's got to do to save the country. And here's another meme. Trump with his cologne and Jill said, oh. And there's Joe. Oh, honey. Fight, fight, fight. That's the name of his cologne. Ha, ha, ha. Here we go. This is good news. This is from Newsweek. Vasectomies rise 1,200% after Donald Trump election win. Good. That'd be less abortions. If y'all never, well, they probably can't copulate anyway. But might as well reduce the risk, right? Here you go. White people stole your land. That means you should give it back and leave. No, it means we need to invite some more Afghan refugees to live on your land with us. Well, what's going to be is Syrians now. How many Syrians are we going to have coming over here after this collapse? A lot of them. You know what? The ones who are going to get through are the crooked ones. The ones with money and influence that help cause these problems that we're facing. Oh, that's about Adam Schiff. Corking off. Let's see. New from POSO. Anti-Trump intel directors are discussing making sure he is always given intel that Ukraine is in favorable position and that Russia is threatening U.S. forces in hopes it will keep the conflict active, per White House official. Well, Trump ain't going to fall for that. But I'd like to catch them giving him false information. That would be the end of them. Where is that video of them tearing down Soleimani and Hassan's? Here. I think this is it right here. This is them tearing down Soleimani and Hassan. There they are. Their portraits in Syria at the Iranian embassy. Yeah, two notorious people that they put those posters up and they're gone. They are wiped out. Speaking of getting wiped out, this video here, I guess I'll be all right playing it. But it is, they said, one of the most unlucky photographers you'll ever find. These are guys, I guess they're with the offense going into Syria. And there's a missile strike. This guy is filming it. And you wouldn't think that they would be in any jeopardy, but you got to remember, these rocks that get thrown up, well, anyway, you figure out what happened to the guy filming. You can see him with the phone in the mirror of the car. Yeah, well, he's no longer with this world. I'll put it that way. You know, one of those rocks could weigh, how much could 20, 30 pounds flying through the air and went right through the windshield, and that was the end of him. Just a freak accident. Well, not accident. It was meant to cause destruction. He was just a little too close. So anyway, all right, folks, I got a clip that a lot of people said, you know, hey, watch this clip. It makes a lot of sense. It's good. And I'm looking through a list of things. Let me see what else I got. Because I got to upload some stuff to Bumble. And if you're watching me on Bumble, make sure you hit the follow button for me. Ha ha, appreciate it. So let me see. All right, I'm going to play this little clip right here. And give everybody a little something to think about. That's right, television shows 30 pounds at 80 miles an hour will take you out. Yeah, Karen, he's in Russia. I put a picture of him showing up at the airport with his wife. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, big old hunks of concrete, asphalt, dirt flying in the air. One of them came right through. So, anyway, here's a nice little clip for you all to enjoy what this gentleman's got to say. And I want to put my picture of Mr. T up while he's talking, just to set the record straight. All right, folks, enjoy what this gentleman has to say. And I will be going live, let's see, probably tomorrow night. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I want to thank everybody who stopped by buy me a coffee. I haven't, the whole video, I haven't asked anybody to give me a thumbs up except at the beginning. I hope you all give me a thumbs up. And if you want to support the channel, I got a link in the description for buy me a coffee because I'm not monetized. I don't get any support from anywhere except for my wonderful viewers. So anyway, folks, enjoy this clip. And I should be going live tomorrow. We'll all get together tomorrow and see what's going on in this big old world. So y'all have a great night. Thank you for spending your precious time with me. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
Americans are the most loving, God-fearing, fair, least discriminatory. You're waking up and thinking about harming American citizens, or if American citizens are taken hostage and kept in dungeons, or if you're a foreign power sending fentanyl to poison our people, something really bad is going to happen to you and your friends and your cousins and your bank account and your mistress and whoever was involved. And, you know, when Americans are spending $1 trillion on defense, what I want and what I think my peers want is, why are these people keeping us in what was once called the United Nations, basically a discriminatory institution against anything good? We need to stand up, and those people need to be scared. And that's why this conference is so important, because we have the best products in the world, and we cannot have parity. Our adversaries do not have our moral compunction. If it's even, they will take advantage of our niceness, kindness, our desire to be at home in Nebraska or New Hampshire or wherever we live in our peaceful environments. And they need to wake up scared and go to bed scared. And if you give that to the American people will go back and say, and honestly, probably shouldn't say this is why I thought the Democrats were going to lose the election, why they did, because people want to live in peace. They want to go home. They do not want to hear your woke pagan ideology. They want to know they're safe. And safe means that the other person is scared. That's how you make someone safe. And the average American person understands this. Unfortunately, many of the intellectually captured institutions, funneled and intellectually owned by the Berkeley faculty, do not. And that's what they want. It's sure as hell what I want. And that's what Palantir and to serve the American people. And my version of service is the soldiers are happier, the enemies are scared, and Americans go back to enjoying the fact that we're the only one with a real tech scene in this country, and we're going to win everything. That's how I see it.